Hello.
Hello. Okay. So, yeah, let's start. Well, hi everyone. It's great to see you. I'm Alba. I'm from Spain. I'm 27 years old, and now I'm working with the Foundation 42 in Sofia, Bulgaria. Um, now I need you to introduce yourself with name, age, country of origin, and where are you living. And also, because this webinar is open, can you write me on the chat your full name and email so I can tell my bosses that you are real people and not bots?
I'm not sure if I'm real people now.
Yeah. Why? I mean, you don't have to do it now, but during the presentation, please, if you can let me in the chat your full name and your email, so just for them to know that you are not bots. Well, so Pablo, do you want to start?
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Pablo. I live currently in Sofia, but I'm from the sunny Tenerife in Canary Islands, Spain. And currently, I am doing here my last months of youth work with the European Voluntary Service, apart from some other stuff, but that's my main thing. So now it comes the time when I have to look for a job and blah, blah, etc., etc., etc.
Great. Yorgo?
Hi, my name is Victoria, and I'm from Bulgaria, Sofia. I actually was born here, and currently I work at the Institute of Solid State Physics at the Bulgarian Academy of Sciences.
Nice.
And I recently got my PhD degree. So now I'm looking for some new opportunities, maybe traveling and job in Europe, etc., etc.
Okay. Teresa?
Well, I'm Teresa. I'm from Spain, from Valencia. Yeah, I am 1 year now, more or less. Yeah, I arrived 1 year ago to Sofia, Bulgaria, and last week I ended my year program on the Spanish embassy. So now I'm trying to stay in Sofia and looking for a job.
Great. Theo?
Hello, I cannot hear you, I think. No.
No. No.
No.
Theo, we cannot hear you.
This is his mic, maybe. Nope.
Yes.
We can still hear you.
The microphone is open, but it's... Okay. Well, Theo, try to fix it.
No, I think they're the earphones because it's doing like something. I don't know where that sounds comes from. I don't know if everyone hears like this interference, but maybe
Yeah.
it's...
Yeah. Okay, Theo, try to fix it, and if not, you can write us on the chat. Okay. Well, again, please, during the session, just write me your full name and your email so I can know that you are not bots. Okay, so quick introduction. We are gonna talk about career planning and preparation of a job application, and then we are going to talk about intercultural communication and why that's important for us. After that, we are going to have, I mean, you can ask me everything any moment. For me, it's perfectly fine. Anyway, we will have time for questions at the end, okay? And if it's going to be better for you, you can disconnect the webcam and you can also disconnect the microphone, so for avoiding the white noise. Okay, so let's start. Well, before that, this webinar is free of charge because it's part of the project called ProWebC, you can see more about it on prowebc.org, and it's supported by Erasmus Plus program of the European Union. Okay, so entering in material. Okay, career planning. So as you know, nowadays a person's working life cannot be really separated from the other roles or skills for this person. This implies that this process of career planning, it's more or less inseparable of the planning of your personal life, your lifelong process. And it's focus of the management of the work and personal life. So for the career planning, we have 5 main aids, for saying like that. First, self-evaluation.
Sorry, Alba. I'm sorry. I don't know if we were supposed to see the other PowerPoint or we're seeing the text document. Or
can you see the?
Now we see the presentation, but also you're switching to the word.
Okay. So you can see both.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I'm gonna do it like this, and then perfect. Okay. So now you can see only this, no?
Wait, now it's working?
Hey! Hi, Dale. Yeah, now we can see you.
Okay, I try now. I'm 29 years old. I was a former volunteer in Bulgaria. Now I'm living in my hometown, Italy, Malpensa airport. And now I'm looking for some interesting job opportunities in the future. I know what I would like to do in the future, but I don't know how. So
yeah. That's
hello, Matteo.
hello.
Yeah, we are all, I think, in the same ship. Trying to know how I can more or less fix, no? Okay, so these 5 stages in the career planning. The first one is the self-evaluation. This is the process of learning about yourself. You have to develop a clear idea of your own talent, interests, skills, values, everything. This is the basis for your career, and you have to be honest with yourself, okay? Maybe sometimes we underrated ourselves, but actually people who travel, and at some point and what you can do, and you have a lot of skills. So it's the moment for being honest and say, okay, what can I do? What can I really know? Then we have the second stage. It's exploring the available work opportunities. And this stage, it's about gathering information about some specific occupation, okay? Education and training opportunities based on the previous work that we did in the first stage, that's self-evaluation. The third one is the making decisions. Is this process of focusing in a more specific educational work field. No, it's based on the previous assessments and also your interests and opportunities. And this process implies this analysis of the available options, in the market regarding one's professional development path. So the main question here is, what can I do and what do I do best? It's really knowing yourself. What can you do? And again, be honest, because we usually, I don't know about you, but for me, I usually tend to overrated myself, which is, well, not really good. The fourth step, it's setting objectives. After identify this career path that you want to follow, now you have to develop the goals or objectives to move towards what you want to achieve, this career that you want to achieve. That also includes your action plan. And then the fifth step, it's implementation. It's, well, setting the plan into action, That's not exclude the possible changes of your approach, but it's more focused of achieving these objectives. So you can for sure change if you see that this is not working, but it's more focused of what you did at the beginning. Can I change this? Yes. Okay, perfect. So all the process for searching for a job has a strategy. And sometimes, I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm getting stuck. So it's good to have this strategy. First of all, having a clear perspective of your strengths and weakness. This is hard because actually being objective about yourself, it's quite difficult. But I mean, maybe for that you can have your friends, your colleagues, maybe your bosses, whatever. So for sure, I mean, maybe I want to be an astronaut, but I don't have the education for that. So let's be realistic, but again, without the narrator yourself. So the second step will be creating this list of career options, no? Something that you can find, well, desirable and suitable for you and your competences. This step will focus your search to these specific sectors that you really want, or companies, whatever, but it's about focusing, no? For that, you can use well. Here, it's supposed that I have to say maybe a newspaper, but you know, mostly it's everything online. And I'm talking about networking, forums online, specialized job boards, career fairs. They are pretty cool too for helping to this focus. The third stage, it will be, well, avoiding this shotgun approach. This is something that for me it's funny because it's everything the people in human resources, they recommend to avoid this, no? This approach to sending dozens or hundreds of CVs to a lot of applications for job vacancies in different companies. And everyone is saying, okay, you shouldn't do that, but actually at the end, we do. So, yeah. So what I'm going to try at least here, it's gonna be maybe tell you some tricks for them to think that that you are not doing that, but you are. So that's gonna be more or less the main idea. So yeah, you should avoid this shotgun approach. The main idea is to focus on several organizations and companies, okay? That maybe a few that you previously researched and they are interesting for you or whatever. The better result, it's, and we increase your chances for the application, it's actually do the job application one by one. But yeah, anyway, that's a lot of time. Mostly it's a matter of time. Another thing that is important, it's networking. Well, networking is connecting people that work in the industry or in the field that you want, no? Here, don't be shy. And that's actually another tip that I'm not doing, but you have to avoid it. Don't be shy. Many of the job seekers really underestimate the potential of networking, only because we believe that we cannot build one, blah, 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 blah. No, that's a mistake. Right now, in this job market, networks is something super, super important. Here we are talking about, for sure, colleagues or ex-colleagues, bosses, friends from college, family, another friends, blah, 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 everything. Everything that is more or less related with the field that you want, it's helping you. Also, attending events, attending trainings, seminars, what else? Associations, everything, internships, everything that you can use for creating your own network, it's helping. And right now, actually, you have to think, no, at the end, a company is a company. And for them, they usually try not to bet on the candidates. So if someone inside knows someone suitable, they will choose them. And that can be you. So yeah, at the end, it's how everything works. So don't be shy with this networking and really, really go for it. Okay, so far, how are we going? Yeah, thumbs up, thumbs down? Yeah, okay. If I'm boring you to death, you can also tell me. Perfect. Okay, so going inside the job application. Am I talking too fast? Am I talking too slow? Okay, great. So moving on. Job application. So we already did all these steps. We perfectly know what we want. We are going for it. Great. We have the job application, and now we are trying to do it. Great. So first step, the curriculum. Well, here I have for you a few do's and don'ts for the CV. First of all, it's to highlight your unique skills, no? Think about the curriculum as your personal flyer, no? That introduces you to someone who doesn't know you. So the CV in this context needs to highlight your unique skills and raise you above the other ones. At the end, it's a competition. So it has to be the perfect thing that you saw so anyone can know you. That's a summary for your personal education, your work history, and it has to be presented in a concise and standardized format. About the standardized format, well, I will say something later about that. One of the most common mistakes made for many of us, actually, and I'm talking in plural because some of the things that I'm telling, actually I'm doing it too. So yeah, no one is safe here. So yeah, one of the common mistakes, it's the belief that one size fits all. What does it mean? I'm talking about general CVs, no? Summarizing everything, all your achievements, your credentials, your expertise, everything. Well, here I have to recommend you. I mean, for sure, you cannot do your CV. You cannot do it for every job that you applied, but here I suggest you to have at least 2 or 3 different ones for different fields, for saying like that, no? For example, I have actually two CVs. One of them is more focusing on my humanitarian field, because I studied political science back to college. So yeah, I have one which is more focused on my humanitarian field, like scholarships, the things that I did when I was in college. And the other one, it's more focused on the consultory field, because actually when I finished my master, I was working for 3 years in Madrid in a consultory. So yeah, I have those two, no, for trying to separate. On one hand, something related to NGOs, more humanitarian one, and the other one, it's more, well, yeah, business style, for saying like that. So the best strategy here, it will be going through the job description and think, okay, so I'm gonna send this CV because it's fitting best this field, so it will be better. So for sure, yeah. What it will be amazing is that you you have the job that you want to apply, and then you want to create your CV, and you are putting everything for fitting it, but that's actually, well, again, a lot of time. And time, it's something that we don't have that much. About the size, well, 1 or 2 pages, it's more than enough. Because actually, they are not going to see further. And nowadays, I can say that mostly all my friends, all the people that I know, that they are actually currently looking for a job, they are using just 1-page CVs. Because in human resources, they are not going to see further. My recommendation is also to avoid boring formats. Now I'm talking about Europass. Europass, actually, it's a really, really nice template, for saying like that, but it's huge. And also, yeah, maybe it's not like the most impressive thing to see. So I also have Europass. Yeah, I have like 7 different CVs. No, but I will say that maybe you can avoid the Europass unless they are asking for it. Here in Spain, not well. Then in Spain, they usually ask for it mostly for public jobs, something related to European Union, something like that. They are asking for it. But if not, I will try to avoid it. You can download online a bunch of nice templates that they are super easy to fill. So I will say something like that. Well, yeah, for sure, short sentences. Use these bullet points to illustrate the most valued information that you want to give them. At the end, you have to think about the people in the human resources that they are going to look your CV. You have to think about them, I won't say as kids, but maybe. So try not to bore them. They are not going to read something really long. They are not going to read, I'm talking about the CV, like 2 or more pages, they are not going to read them. Neither big paragraphs. Just highlight the most important stuff that you really, really want to highlight, and that's all. Don't talk more about that, because for that, you have the motivation letter. And also, if they want to ask you more, they will ask you. Another thing that maybe you can do, it's to write in your CV, your LinkedIn, for example. And I have on LinkedIn everything like well developed, no? Everything that in my CV, I have it in short sentences. In LinkedIn, it's really well explained. So if they are curious, they will look at it. And if, for example, there is something that they are not really interested in, they will just skip it, and that's all. Another thing. So yeah, think at them like kids. Don't bore them, because if not, we are totally doomed. Well, something that another thing that usually I don't think that it's necessary to say, but please avoid teenager emails. Because I saw them. I saw people.
Avoid what, sorry?
Yeah, this kind of teenager emails. Yeah, like what I wrote, Sweetie Pink. Please, no. I mean, that's like CV 101. But yeah, avoid this kind of private emails or emails that you create when you were a teenager, something like that. Something that it's always good, it's your name and last name, name.last name, or something like that, or just play with if you have 2 surnames, something like that, you can play with it, but that's all.
I don't see the issue in Pablo Arma 69. I don't see it at all.
Yeah, 69. Well, unless that's your birth date, I will totally avoid it. Because sex harassment and everything about that. Maybe the people in human resources, they can think that you are trying to flirt with them. That can be good also, but who knows? What else? Okay. Formal and non-formal education. That's important, in my opinion, to put also in the CV not only your formal education, but also non-formal education. Why? Because with that, you can show them that you are interested of keeping, educating yourselves, that you really want to know more, that you really are trying to develop yourselves. And it's not something that it happened 5, 3, or whatever years ago. It's not something that you attend college for 5 years and then tiggy-diggy. No. That's something that they show them that you are, well, an interesting person and that you have curiosity, and that's really, really nice. And well, and yeah, also at the end, that's also something that I think it's elemental. But yeah, try to put the things in the CV that they are matching the job. This experience or attributes or skills that the employer might be looking. So they have to be highlighted in the description of the job position. Also, it's cool to use action verbs, to describe the things that you did, your projects. And if you are going to write your skills, it's also sometimes it's cool to write where and how did you obtain them. For example, if I'm saying that have advanced knowledge of editing videos or pictures or something like that, so you have to resign maybe the programs that you use and also why. So I will say something like, okay, I'm advanced using Illustrator because when I was working here, I was doing this and this. So they will know why, what kind of programs, and where did you obtain it. How are we going so far? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Okay. I'm gonna drink a little bit of water. Okay. Cover letter. Well, it's the cover letter or motivational letter. I have to say that it's something that I really don't like. But they ask for it mostly everything. So actually, when I have to write a motivational letter or a cover letter, I'm just staying at the computer like, okay, what do I have to write here? Because for me, it's an exercise of maybe selling yourself, no? So you have your CV, which is your flyer, like how intelligent you are, how many things you did and everything. But the cover letter is like, okay, I'm so smart, and now I'm going to tell you why I'm like amazing and you should hire me totally. So yeah, it's an exercise of marketing actually. Few tips for the cover letter. Avoid, again, like in the CV, try to avoid generic cover letters. Again, you cannot do that, no? Because, well, for sure you don't have that much time for doing a perfect and unique cover letter for everyone, but they have to think that you did. So it's tipping them. Well, a good motivational letter should meet these following objectives, no? They should target the curriculum vitae. They should direct particular attention to the specific skills that you think that they are important for them, like to highlight again the skills that you think they are suitable for that job. They should enable you to stay clear and why an organization should be interested on you, and it should open the door for further communication with you. It's like a bridge between you and the company. So again, in order to achieve this, well, creating an effective cover letter, for me, even though I really, really dislike it, I know that it's as important as the CV, because it's more personal. They can see more of you, because maybe you will have to compete with other people that they have your same skills and your same, not skills, but your same degree or your same education. So it's really a way to stand out and say, okay, I'm so cool. I'm like this cool, no? So yeah, again, it's cool to have a couple of templates that you like about cover letter, but you have to make the effort to adequate it for its job. So yeah, it should be cool to have a couple of templates, again, depending on the job field that you are thinking. And well, also it's cool to do a little bit of research about the organization that you are sending the cover letter, and address it to a specific person. Like, for example, many of companies, if we are talking about big companies, they have online the staff. So you are going to send it to human resources. So it will be nice to write down to the attention of, I don't know, Miss or Mr. blah, 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 head of the human resources of this company, blah, blah, blah. So make it personal. And not just the title, not just to the attention of the person, like the director of human resources. So doing this little effort to see of who it's going to see it, actually it's really, really important. And it can make the difference. It's something super stupid, but it really can make the difference. Also, for sure, the name of the company, just again, for they know that it's not generic, but you and me know that it's generic, but they don't. It's cheating them. Well, again, going through the job application and identify again, what skills and competences and everything are required for the job, and which one of them they are fitting you. Again, re-examine your interest in this job and everything. So at the end, it's again highlight all the strengths that you possess, and they indicate that you are, well, the perfect candidate for this job. I wouldn't say that it has to be also one page, but yeah, I think it's good to read like 200, 250 words. Not something super long, because again, human resources, they are like kids. They want to be amused. They don't want to be bored. So don't do it super long. Just in the introduction, sometimes people suggest to put also your address. But for example, in my case, I really don't write my address because, well, I travel a lot. So I think right now it's not really important. You can write your email and your phone, and that's mostly everything. Maybe your Skype if you want, something like that, but that's all.
Sorry, if I may, I don't know now if it's like, because now I'm kind of confused. In Spain, usually or traditionally, you should put your picture.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think it's not very recommended, and now I think it's kind of not legal, but like you shouldn't do it because it's against your privacy laws. You put the address and photo. So I'm not sure now because in my CV I have a picture, but
Yeah, that's funny. In Spain, actually, it's really weird not to have a picture. I'm talking of the CV, not the cover letter. But for example, I know because I have friends living in the UK, in Ireland, Scotland, and also England, and there it's illegal. So I have in my CV, I don't have my picture. I have an avatar, and I know a few people that they have it too, and
that's a cool idea.
yeah. It's well, it's not random. A friend of mine, she made it, but actually it's super simple. It's just a face. She has also purple glasses like me, and that's all. It's something really simple, and I think, okay, maybe in Spain it's not that common, but I think it's a good idea to have something like that because it's getting more and more general. Yep, this idea of not to have your picture. Yep. Let me check how are we going with the time. Ah, great, perfect. First time in my life that I'm on time. Great. Talking about the picture, thank you very much, Pablo. I didn't tell you about in the CV. I know a few people that they are putting also their Facebook on the CV. For me, I just have my phone, my email, and my LinkedIn. That's all. But I know that a few people that I know, they are writing also Facebook. Well, in my case, I wouldn't put my Facebook, but I also know that if you really want to put your Facebook, I have a few friends that they have a professional Facebook. So they have the personal one in which they, write everything stupid and chains and stuff, and then they have another professional one that it's something more or less like LinkedIn, no? Because actually LinkedIn it's this kind of network for like more professional network. But in my case, I'm not really using LinkedIn. I use it more like a huge CV where I can write everything, but I'm not using it as a network. But if you are interested, yeah, maybe you should have a professional Facebook. In my case, I'm not using it that much, so I don't think that for me it suits. But at the end, it's yeah, you can just think what is better for you, what suits you more. And the last point, the last do in the cover letter, it's the enthusiastic tone. This is something that I really like because sometimes when I'm reading it, it sounds so fake. Like, I'm so excited of working here because I love what you are doing, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, it sounds super fake, but it's a really good way to show your interest and show that you are not just selling yourself, but that really you are interested in working in that company or doing that job. So yeah, that's really good, and it's a nice way to show that you are motivated about this, and also be specific about what you can offer. No, so I'm really interested in this job position because I think that with my experience of doing this and this and this, I can improve the company in some ways. Blah, blah, blah. Be creative. It's okay to sometimes go further, but try to maintain this enthusiastic tone. Final tips: PDF format. I work with Windows, but I also had Linux, not now, but I had it. and I'm also using OpenOffice. So something that everyone can open and something that everyone can see, it's really useful. All the documents, your cover letter, your CV, everything, submitted in a PDF format, unless for sure the job they ask you for another format. But yeah, try to use PDF format. And again, talking about being personal, write the subject. I'm talking about the people who is going to read it. And also, don't send the email if you are going to submit it by email. Don't send it empty. That's it's something also super basic, but yeah, for sure, it's something that a lot of people do. So sending it empty indicates totally a lack of motivation and lack of commitment. So yeah, try to also maybe have one or two paragraphs, something like that, that they can see. Oh, okay, so this person. So maybe also you can write where did you see the job application. So blah, 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 I'm writing you because I saw this this website or whatever. So they can more or less know. Also for them, it's important to know where did you see it. If they share it in a few platforms, for them it's also good because they will know if they have, I don't know, maybe 100 applications, something like that, and 60 of them they are coming from this specific website. For them, it's also an information that it's good to know. Okay, so yeah, that's like the end of this part. Any thoughts here? Any questions? Are you super bored? Am I killing you? Yes? No? I hope not. Okay, great. So, intercultural communication. What is intercultural communication? Well, it's easy as it sounds, no? At the end, communication, it's not only language, it's also your tone, your humor, how you think, how you sense, how you act, how you face problems, your schedule, your lifestyle, everything. Because everything that you are doing, it's how you communicate with the world. So, yeah, in my personal experience, I have to say that the intercultural communication, it's something that I'm glad that I developed. Maybe from the humor, because, well, as I told you, I'm from Spain, and now I'm living here in Bulgaria, and we really have a different sense of humor. Teresa is saying yes. Yeah, we really have a different sense of humor, and also I'm living with my flatmate. He's from Serbia, so yeah, definitely everything is different about us. The humor, the food, the time schedule. For me, he was making fun of me the other day because I said, well, yeah, I will see you this afternoon. And he was like, well, but I'm working this afternoon because he's working until 6. And I was like, well, yeah, but afternoon for me, it's 6 or 7. But for him, it's evening. So, yeah, totally. Something like that, it happens me at least twice per week. Like, totally. Also with the food, he was making fun of me because sometimes I'm not eating meat just because if I'm in a hurry, I just grab some tomatoes and some cucumber and I prepare a salad for eating. And he was making fun of me because he was like, okay, so what do you have for lunch today? I was like, I have this salad. And he was, no, but I'm talking about lunch. And he was, yeah.
Like actual lunch.
Yeah, salad. And he was like, no, but for eating. Salad. He was like, no, I'm talking about meat. And I was like, well, sometimes I don't eat meat, and it's okay. So yeah, everything is different. even though, yeah, we are all here and everything, but for sure we are super, super different. So how can I improve it? The first step, and the more basic for me, it's the desire to know another culture, to really be interested of this another culture that you are into, because ignorance for the other, actually, I think that dehumanize them. So that should be a must, that really want to know another culture. Also try to find the common places. So, well, yeah, maybe, I don't know, our sense of humor is not the same, but we found another things that we like, for example, some music. So, yeah, that's also nice. Not At least avoid to focus in the difference and try to find what we have in common. Sometimes it's crazy, sometimes you don't understand them, sometimes they don't understand you at all. But yeah, everyone has something in common, even with the people that you think less, but for sure you have something in common. So that's the main thing. Also being aware of our own culture and the specific things that we have in our culture. For example, I know that for me, as a Spanish person, well, maybe that's a prejudice, but usually it is. We have this late hour, no? I wake up late, I have lunch late, I have dinner late, and I'm going to bed late. So yeah, that's all. And I know it, but in general, I do it. So being aware of this and being aware of what makes us different for the other person or the other people, it's also good because we are not seeing it from here. No, we are not just looking at them and saying like, you are so weird. It's more like, well, yeah, maybe I am weird, and that's also good, and it's funny for them, and blah 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 blah, and everything is happy, and everyone is happy. Also, being aware of the cultural shock. Sometimes I think that we live in this global society. No, everyone speaks English. Everyone knows who Taylor Swift is. Everyone is using Facebook and blah blah blah. But that's not everything. And the cultural shock happens and happens to everyone. And being aware of that you are going to have this cultural shock, it's also a big part for avoiding it. Because this cultural shock can lead you to distrust, incomprehension, being uncomfortable, everything. So being more empathic, try to work on your empathy helps a lot. Also metacommunication. Well, I talk about the sense of humor, and that's really something, metacommunicating. Because, yeah, actually, communicating is not only language, it's also emotions, the humor, the context, your body language. That's really, really important. And sometimes I think that we are so focused on the language that we don't think that there are a lot of things that they are not just the language. So being aware of these ways for metacommunicating, it's also really nice. And then,
so sorry. So if I get it right, metacommunication is basically everything that is not actually spoken on.
Yeah, okay. Everything that it's not speaking actually. So yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, and at the end, sensitive topics. That's also basic, but maybe for the first touch, maybe it's not a good idea to talk about politics, religion, sex, sensitive topics. That's also very, very basic, but sometimes we forget, and sometimes, especially if we are on a huge circle, that we think that it's more or less like us, or it's more or less like we think. We don't have these barriers, and we are just going with everything. And it's like, well, first think, because maybe what you are going to say, it's not really well, sensitive. So yeah, that's also something that it's we have to be aware of. And then the obstacles. Well, for sure, overgeneralization. All the Spanish people take nap because we are lazy and we love to party and blah 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 blah. Generalization. The ignorance. Don't know anything about the other people. Well, at least, even if it's a tiny, tiny, tiny country or a tiny, tiny city that you are visiting or the other people is from, at least try to know something. I don't know. I don't know anything about Kenya, for example. Well, if I'm going to meet someone from Kenya, maybe I will do a little bit of research, like 5 minutes on Google, for more or less being able to put it in a map or try to know something about them, because this ignorance, it's really, really an obstacle. Another one, well, oversize the difference. Yeah, for sure, we are so different. Even in your own country, you are not the same. I'm from Spain and I'm from the south. I'm not the same like someone from the, I don't know, Galicia or the Basque country or something like that. So for sure, oversize the difference. It's a huge mistake because we always have something in common. And another obstacle is universalize from your own experience. So maybe maybe every Serbian that I met, they were, I don't know, whatever, they liked football. Well, maybe not all Serbians like football, and that's super basic, but we tend to do that. We usually do it, and we have to avoid it because it's really, really an obstacle for us. And okay, so Alba, that's super interesting, but why do I need it? Well, I think that it's pretty obvious too, but hello, global society. It's right now, it's impossible to think or to even work without this global approach. We are living in a global society and we cannot avoid it. So intercultural communication, it's something that we need. And also it's something that if you develop correctly, it's a really, really nice skill. And it's something that it can help you to stand out if you have to find a job with another people. It's really something that we need. Also, for sure, your self-development. Being a better person, being more open, more tolerant, more everything. Also, knowing more about other people, other cultures, other countries, for sure. And yeah, being better and living this global society, it's also cool, but let's be more specific because it will give you more skills and nice skills and skills that you are going to use. You are going to be a better worker, and better worker means better job. And we all know that money, it's not happiness, but it helps a lot. So finding a job that you like, it's really, really something important. So yeah, and then, well, as you can see in all the PowerPoint, it's founded by the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union. So how the European Union can help us with this, Alba? Well, with all these projects. This webinar is only a part of this, but Erasmus Plus has a lot of projects, and their importance in developing these kind of skills, it's basic. So yeah, I totally encourage you to go out to your comfort zone and try to develop these skills, because I really, really think that you are going to enjoy it, because you will have like a bunch of funny stories. I can be talking with you like for 3 hours about just funny stuff that happens to me with this cultural shock. So first of all, you are gonna be so funny and so interesting, and that's also something super cool. But then, yeah, it's really important for the for our self development, and these kind of projects are really, really basic and really well affordable for everyone, so we can be better in general, and then we can use this be better for whatever we want. And that's all. I finished. I don't know if I finished on time. Let's see, more or less. Um, any questions?
Not really, actually.
Okay. So, well, in that case, I think we finished. Thank you very much.
I will like to make a question.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I read somewhere that it's nice that you send after an application, mail application, or job opportunity, you send the company a mail or you make a call. And for example, today I did my first call, like after sending my application, and for me it was good. Like I feel well, but I don't know if something that you like to
do. You mean like they called you and they were talking?
No, I called them.
You called them.
Yeah.
Okay. After how much time?
I sent the application on Friday. On Friday evening, so afternoon for me as well. And yeah, so I asked like, hey, I sent this application on Friday and it was evening, so I don't know if you received it or not. So can you just check if you have it?
Well, I've never done that, but yeah, I have friends that they also did it, and I think it's a really good idea, because actually it's another way to show interest. So it's a pretty good idea. The only problem for me is the timing, because for sure you will never know how many people applied, so you will never know if they reach your CV or they are still working on it. But I think it's a good idea. At the end, the CV, the cover letter, everything, it's just a way for you to show them that you are interested and that you are the right person. And most of the things that you can write on the cover letter, actually they are made for showing this interest. So I think that calling them just for checking, like, well, I'm blah blah blah, I was doing this and this, and then I applied. I just wanted to check that everything was okay. I don't know. Maybe for us it can be like stupid, like, well, yeah, because we don't know. But for them it can make also difference. So yeah, the only thing that I think it's tricky is the timing, because yeah, you will never know if they check it or not. But yeah, I really think it's a good idea. It's I've never done that, but I think it's a good idea. It's a good way to show them that you are really, really interested.
And after an interview.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, for example, like it was like 2 weeks ago, I did an interview, and the recruiter, well, the recruiter say, oh, I will come back to you tomorrow, and it never happened. So the week after, I sent them an email saying, "Oh, thank you for your time on the interview." Blah, 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 blah. And she came back to me 5 minutes later saying, "Oh, we decided for another person." But the thing is, well, you say you would come back to me the day after. I was waiting for you, right? It's a bit unpolite from there.
Yeah, it is.
But I use it to asked them as well for a feedback, and they did never reply. But I think I will try to do it more when these things happen, because if not, I will never know what.
That's true.
Well, or not, or wrong.
That's true. And actually, if you're looking for a job, that's something that for me it can be pretty annoying. If they are going to, because it's like, it doesn't matter if it's a yes or a no, but let me know so I can improve. So I think it's a good idea, at least for asking them for feedback. So,
I never understood why it's so hard for an HR department to just send emails for, you've been rejected, thank you for application, blah, blah. It's just literally sending one email. You just pre-compose it and send it. But they do it, it's quite often practice that they just, even they tell you like only applicants who are pre-selected, whatever, will be contacted. But then you're waiting 2 weeks on the if they're replying to you, and then you don't exactly know if you want to move on. More companies should do this of like saying you've been rejected for this reason, it should be better. But
well, I think that the main reason is, again, time. If they are receiving, I don't know, 100 of CVs, for them, just sending 100 of emails, it's at least 10 minutes that you have to, and sometimes they don't have the time. And also, maybe they don't care, which actually it's pretty sad if you think about it. But yeah, totally. So that's why I think that what Teresa did was really nice. So they can give you actually the feedback. I really think it's a good idea. So you can also improve, because and a job interview, it's also tricky, and that's the next step. So they will at least, well, it's polite to have a little bit of feedback. Anything else?
I created a personal page for a presentation because in Italian TV, people watch only the, how to say, the career, the professional career. So I created this personal page on WordPress for presentation, thinking about my dissertation, about my not formal education. Is it a good idea? No. What do you think about this?
Matteo, can you speak a little bit louder? I'm not hearing you.
Okay, now, so in Italy, people ask traditional CV.
Okay.
Yeah. And there you can read only the, how to say, the professional career. They don't give a fuck about not formal education, older experiences. So I created a personal presentation on WordPress, a personal page on WordPress, where I spoke also about my not formal education, my dissertation, something else, because I think it's very important that people know also, please, not only.
Well, yeah, that's another thing, no? That you have to know your market. So as we were talking with the picture, that for example in Spain it's quite normal to have picture, but then in main part of Europe it's getting, well, not that usual.
Out of date, or
that's another thing, no? For sure, if it fits the way that they like it, well, you have to blend to what they want. So that's obvious. But then in that case, I will use the chance with the cover letter. Because in the cover letter, okay, if you want to do more traditional CV, it's perfectly fine. But I will use the chance to use the cover letter for show this more non-formal education and like this kind of projects that they are not so formal, again, like trainings, seminars, everything related to that, I will put it then in the cover letter. So they can, you can, I mean, you are going to write it down also, but then not in the CV. So you will have your CV, more formal, more serious one, and then the cover letter.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, that's what I would do. But for sure, yeah, maybe you really love your CV. It's super cool and super visual, and it's everything written so nicely and everything. But yeah, for sure, if they don't like it, at the end you have to blend to what they want. That's basic. Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, please write me down your email. Okay, I saw it. Perfect. Teresa, you're going.
Too slow.
Great. Thank you very much. So I can prove that you are not bots. Amazing. Well, thank you very much for attending this webinar. We will have the same, another one next week, 29th, if I'm not mistaken. So if you like it and you think that it could be useful for someone that you know, well, you know that we will have another one next week. Thank you very much. If I'm missing something, please tell me. If you have any questions, it's perfectly fine. But if not, that's the end of the meeting. It's okay?
Okay. Thank you so
Great.
much.
Thank you so
Alba.
much, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you
Bye.
later.